Okay, welcome to Aksha Academy YouTube channel. Okay, good morning, students. Okay, this is the part of breathing and exchange of gases. In this part, we are going to learn pulmonary capacities or respiratory capacities. Morning, in the previous part, we learned pulmonary volumes. By adding pulmonary volumes, we derive the pulmonary capacities. Okay, I'm again telling this topic is very important for both the IP as well as NEET exam. Okay, let us start. What are pulmonary capacities? What are the different types of pulmonary capacities? How do we get pulmonary capacities by respiratory capacities by adding volumes? Okay, morning we learned four volumes, pulmonary volumes. Can you remember those four volumes? One is a tidal volume, inspiratory reserve volume, expiratory reserve volume. Another one is the residual volume. Okay, have you got the definitions of those four? Okay, you have to understand this topic, especially you have to apply this one to your body. If you by heart, you cannot remember this. It will be very tricky to remember if you by heart it. You have to understand the concept. You have to apply this knowledge to your body. Therefore, it will remain forever. No need to by heart. Okay, respiratory capacities. Let us start. Okay, by adding a few respiratory volumes that we learnt in the previous part. Okay, if you want to watch this video, you must watch the previous one. Then it would be useful. You cannot understand if you watch directly this one. By adding up a few respiratory volumes, okay, we can get the pulmonary capacities, which can be used in, these are very useful for the doctors to diagnose some problems related to breathing. Okay, let us, before I go to pulmonary capacities, let me explain you about volumes like once again briefly. Tidal volume, the volume of air inspired or expired during normal respiration, it is called tidal volume. Okay, I will show you this one. The normal volume of air, normal volume of air. Okay, morning I told you, if in this spirogram, if there is any upward deflection means if it is like this upwards, again it is upward. Okay, these upward deflections indicate, that means you are taking air in. Okay, that means you are breathing air. Upward deflection, okay, that means you are taking. If there is a downward deflection, that means you are releasing air. For example, here there is a downward deflection. This is the downward deflection. That means you are releasing air from your body. Okay, let us first take tidal volume. The volume of air inspired, this is upward deflection, or expired during normal respiration. Now you are doing normal respiration. Okay, now you are air and you are exhaling, you are inhaling it. Okay, the upward, that means if the line is growing like this, that means you are breathing it, and it is coming down, that means you are exhaling. Okay, that means if one line completed like this, okay, one inspiration and one expiration completed. Okay, what is meant by tidal volume? See again definition here. The volume of air inspired or expired during normal respiration is called tidal volume. The volume of air inspired or inspired. Okay, this is the inspired or expired during during normal respiration, that is called as a tidal volume. Tidal volume is, what is the tidal volume? 500 ml for each breathing. 500 ml. Okay, what is the tidal volume for 1 minute? If you count, if you multiply 500 with 12, why 12? Okay, number of breathings per minute is 112. Then you get the 6000 ml. Okay, the number of breathings may be sometimes 16. Okay, if you multiply 16 with 500, you get the 8000. This is the tidal volume for 1 minute. Okay, it is approximately 500 ml. That is, a healthy man can inspire and expire approximately 6,000 to 8,000 ml. That means 6 liters to 8 liters of air per minute. That means you are inhaling and exhaling around 8 6 to 8 liters of air, or 6,000 to 8,000 ml of air. That is the tidal volume. Okay, now okay, come to the inspiratory reserve volume. To understand inspiratory reserve volume and the next one expiratory tidal volume or residual volume, you have to do what I say. Okay, that means doing some exercise. That means breathing. You can remember that. Okay, inspiratory reserve volume. Okay, inspiration means inhalation or inspiration. Inspiration means intake of air. Additional volume of air. Additional volume of air. Now you are taking 500 ml of air. I am not okay. No one told you to take that amount of air. Now I am telling you to take some amount of air which is in addition to what you are breathing right now. Additional volume of air a person can inspire by forceful inspiration. Okay, students, I am requesting you, okay, to do what I say. First you take normal inspiration. Okay, it is 500 ml. Okay, okay, after taking normal inspiration, then you have to take this one, forcible inspiration. Okay, if you take forceful inspiration, okay, normally when you are getting how much air into your lung? 500 ml. If you do forcible inspiration, you get more than that 500. In addition to that 500 ml of air, you get 2,500 to 3,000 ml of air additionally into your lung. This is called inspiratory reserve volume. In the reserve petrol, or we keep in reserve, like that we have some inspiratory volume in reserve. Okay, this is called inspiratory pranayama. Okay, at that time when you go to your police selections, SI selections, okay, at that time they ask you to breathe. At that time you show your volume to the people will test you. Okay, inspiratory reserve volume, additional volume of air. Additional means in addition to this 500, additional volume of air a person can inspire by a forceful inspiration. It averages for 2,500 ml to 3,000 ml. That means when you convert into the liters, it is 2.5 liters to 3 liters. Okay, do what I say. You can understand this one. No need to by heart. You can write what you do. Okay, first you have to take normal inspiration. Okay, after taking normal inspiration, then what I do? Forcible inspiration. First take normal inspiration. Okay, that is the tidal volume you get. In addition to that one, when you do forcible expiration, you get 2,000 to 3,000. I will show you this one here in the, okay, in this picture. Observe here. Okay, first you take normal inspiration. I told you first you take normal inspiration 500 ml. Now do forceful expiration. Now I said you to do this one. Okay, this amount of air additionally you got into your lungs by doing forcible inspiration. This is around 2,500 to 3,000 ml. Okay, this is the, what do we call this one? Inspiratory reserve volume. Understand? Okay, to understand this one, first what you have to do is you take normal inspiration. After that, take forceful inspiration. That means when you take normal inspiration, you get some amount of air, and in addition to that you get 2,500 to 3,000. This is your inspiratory reserve volume. Reserve volume, the name itself is telling you meaning. Okay, you have some reserve volume to inspire more value or more air. Okay, you use this one during when you do exercise pranayama. At that time you use this reserve volume. That's about that one. Okay, now come to move on to the next one. Expiratory reserve volume. Okay, now all of you are expiring air. Are you expiring or not? Okay, you are expiring air. How much you are expiring? 500. That is the tidal volume. Okay, now I am going to do. I am going. I want you to do some more thing. Okay, first you expire normally. In addition to that, okay, if you do forceful expiration, okay, during some time when you do pranayama, okay, they ask you, okay, to expire some volume of air, forceful expiration. Okay, at that time you can expire more air from your body than normal. Okay, additional volume of air a person can expire by a forceful expiration. Okay, observe me. First, I am doing normal expiration. Normal expiration. I release some gas. That is normal expiration. After doing normal expiration, when do I do normal expiration? 500 ml of air goes out of my lung. When I do forceful expiration, okay, I am able to send 1000 to 1100 ml of air from our lung, from my lung. By doing what? Okay, this is a force by doing forceful expiration. This is called expiratory reserve volume. That means you have the ability to expire more air than normal by doing forceful expiration. Okay, the last one, next one, last volume is residual volume. Okay, you can understand this one in a easy way. Okay, volume of air remaining in our lungs even after forceful expiration. Okay, now what you have to do is you have to do, okay, normal expiration first, then forceful expiration, even after forceful expiration. Okay, some of you may think that when you do forceful expiration entire air comes out of your lungs. It is not so. Even after forceful expiration, okay, some amount of air remains in our lung. That is called residual volume. What is the significance of this? There is no residual volume. If no air left in our lungs, even after forceful respiration, your lungs may collapse. Okay, this volume is not allowing your lungs to collapse. Okay, there are some other factors which are not allowing your lungs to collapse. This is one of the reason, that is having some amount of air in our lungs even after forceful expiration. What do we call this one? Residual volume. Okay, now adding some of these volumes to get this capacity. By adding few respiratory volumes described above, one can get various pulmonary capacities. How many capacities are? Let us see first. Okay, full form, then abbreviation. Inspiratory capacities, it is abbreviated as IC. Expiratory capacity, it is abbreviated as EC. Functional residual capacity is abbreviated as FRC. Vital capacity, it is abbreviated as VC. Total lung capacity, it is abbreviated as TLC. Total, how many capacities are there? Five capacities are there. What are they? IC, EC, FRC, VC, and TLC. What are they? Repeat again. IC, EC, FRC, VC, TLC. Okay, you have to channelize your energy to in a proper way. Like in our body, for example, when you are working in a field, when some water is coming in a canal, you channel that water into your field or out of your field in a proper way. Okay, for getting better results from your crop. Like that, in our body also there are some energy levels. You have to channelize those energy levels in a positive way. Otherwise you can it is up to you to channelize your energy into, okay, in a negative way, in positive way. Okay, you can do either of this one. It is better to channelize your energy levels to positive thing. Okay, come on again, everybody. Okay, inspiratory reserve capacity, inspiratory capacity, expiratory capacity, functional residual capacity, vital capacity, and the next one is, what is that? Total lung capacity. Let us begin with the first one, inspiratory capacity. You can understand this one, okay, in an easy way. First you normally expire. First you do your normal expiration. After doing your normal expiration, breathe some amount of air. That means I am asking you to do normal inspiration. After that, do forceful expiration. Okay, you did three things here. First, what you did is normal expression. Okay, after normal expression, what I told you to do is, okay, first you have to you have to expire normally, then take normal inspiration, that is tidal volume, then forceful. Okay, that means this is the total volume of air. You got it. Okay, I will show you here. Okay, you can understand now what I told you. To expire air, that is the normal expression. After normal expression you can take this amount of air. If you breathe normally, this is the tidal volume. Up to here, tidal volume. And you can also take this volume of air also. This is the inspiratory reserve volume. Okay, up to here, from here to here, this is the tidal volume. From here up here, this is the inspiratory reserve volume. If you add these two, you get the inspiratory capacity. You can understand it in a easy way. What you have to do is, first you do normal expression. After normal expression, take tidal volume, tv. Tidal volume, this is a tv 500 ml. You can take that is the tidal volume. After that, do forceful expression, you get the irv. Okay, if you add, you get this capacity. I told you, by adding volumes we get the capacities. Okay, look at the definition here. Okay, look at the definition. What is this one? Inspiratory capacity, total volume of air a person can inspire. After normal expression, you can inspire only this amount of air. After normal expression, when you take this one, your okay, here look at this one. Your air is going up to 6,006 liter. Beyond this cannot be. Your total lung capacity is only up to that one. Next one is capacity, expiratory capacity. Okay, now how much air you are expiring? 100 ml. After normal expiration, after normal inspiration, okay, how much air you are releasing? 500 ml. That is normal expiration. Okay, that is tidal volume. Into that, can you release some more air by doing forceful expiration? Yes, you can do. Okay, if you add these two, you get the expiratory capacity. That means this is the total capacity of exhaling air. Total volume of air a person can expire after normal inspiration. First, you have to take normal inspiration, then you have to expire whatever the amount of air you can expire. Okay, tidal volume, expiratory reserve volume. Okay, if you add these two, tidal volume and expiratory reserve volume, you get the expiratory capacity. Okay, the total volume of air a person can expire. Total volume of air a person can expire. Okay, observe here. Okay, this is the your normal inspiration. This is your normal upward deflection. I told you, upward deflection. If the line is going upside, that means you are inspiring. After normal expiration, and this is the line coming downside. This is the normal expiration. This is the normal inspiration. This is normal expiration. That is tidal volume. And if you do forceful, you can also send this air outside. Okay, if you add these two, what are these two? Tidal volume. This is tidal volume. This is expiratory reserve volume. If you add these two, what you get is the expiratory capacities. Okay, it is not, expiratory capacity is not shown here. Okay, this is the total volume of air that you can after normal inspiration. Apply this one to your body, then you remember functional residual capacity. Okay, volume of air that will remain in our lungs after normal expiration. Now, what we all are doing is normal expiration. Okay, this is the normal expiration. Okay, this is the normal expression. Here, this is normal expression. This is normal expression. This is normal expression. After normal expiration, also some air is remaining your lung. This is called. If you add these two, you get functional residual capacities. What you have to add here? Observe this line here. What is this one from here to here? This is the residual volume. I told you the volume of air that remains in our lung even after forceful expiration. Okay, here I am saying, okay, I am adding this one also here. I am changing the definition. The volume of air that remains in our lung. Okay, this is observe this one. The volume of air remains in our lung after forceful expiration. This is called residual volume. Here, what I am telling, the volume of air that remains in our lungs after not forceful expiration, after normal expiration. Okay, that is called as a functional residual capacity. Very, very important. Most of the students confuse here. This is after normal expiration. After normal expiration, this is after forceful expiration. After forceful expiration, RV residual volume. After normal expiration, this is functional residual capacity, not volume. Vital capacity. Maximum volume of air a person can breathe in. Okay, a person can breathe in after a forced expiration. After doing forced, or you can define another definition also here. Maximum volume of air a person can breathe out after forced expiration, after a forced inspiration. Okay, you can understand this one here. Okay, what I did here, this is my forced inspiration. Okay, this is my forced inspiration. First, what I have to do is I have to do forced inspiration. After forced inspiration, how much amount of air you can breathe out? You can breathe out. This is your VC. It is very easy to understand. What you have to do is first you take a okay forced inspiration. After forced inspiration, you can release this amount, this entire air. This is called, what we call this one, IRV. You can release this air. What is this one? TV. You can release this air. What is this one? ERV. And this is called vital capacity. Okay, to get this capacity, what you are adding here, vital capacity. To get vital capacity, okay, here observe this one, vital capacity here, vital capacity here. Okay, to get this vital capacity, okay, observe here volume. Okay, what you have to add? IRV, TV, ERV. If you add these three, you get the TV tidal. You get the VC, vital capacity. Okay, the last one is total lung capacity. Total volume of air accommodated in our lungs at the end of forced inspiration. Okay, you have to do now forced inspiration. The total volume of air accommodated in our lungs at the end of forced inspiration is called. This is called total lung capacity. It includes RV, ERV, TV, IRV. Observe here. This is the TLC, total lung capacity. Total lung capacity includes RV, ERV, TV, inspirated reserve volume. If you add these all, your total lung capacity is zero. Okay, here that your total lung capacity is 6 liters. What is this one? 6 liters. Okay, or 6,000 ml. Okay, this is called TLC, total lung capacity. Okay, these are the pulmonary volumes and capacities. Okay, which are of very important. Okay, this picture also would help you. to understand that one. Okay, uh, these are the values of expiratory volume, expiratory capacity values. This one, okay, EC expiratory capacity is equal to TB plus ERV. Tidal volume 500 ml, expiratory reserve volume 1000 to 1100. 1100. By adding these two, you get 1500 ml. Okay, this is let us start from the inspiratory capacity. Inspire total a person can inspire a normal expression. IC is equal to TB plus IRV. IC is equal to tidal volume is equal to 500, IRV 2500 to 3000 ml. Okay, if you add these two, you get the 3000 3500 ml, or you can say in later 3 liters to 3.5 liters. Okay, now the next one is expiratory capacity. The total volume of air a person can expire after a normal inspiration. This includes tidal volume plus expiratory reserve volume. Tidal volume 500, expiratory reserve volume 1000 to 1100. Okay, if you add these two, you get the 1500 to 1600 ml, or 1.5 liters to 1.6 liters. Functional residual volume of air that will remain in the lungs even after normal expiration. Okay, that is FRC. Okay, functional residual capacity ERV plus RV. Okay, functional residual capacity 1000 to 1100, and this is the residual volume 1100 1200, and FRC is equal to 2100 minimum and 2300 maximum. Vital capacity. The maximum volume of air a person can breathe in after forced inspiration, or maximum volume of air a person can breathe out after a forced inspiration. Okay, it is called except here we see, except here we don't add one thing, that is residual volume is not here. Okay, residual volume is not here. Okay, residual volume we include in all. Residual volume we include in all. Okay, okay, except vital capacity, residual volume comes in remaining all. Sorry, residual volume. Okay, volume comes in all. Tidal volume comes in inspiratory capacity. It comes in expiratory capacity. Okay, it comes in functional vital capacity. It also comes in the last one, that is called total lung capacity. The maximum volume of air a person can breathe out after a forced inspiration. Okay, this includes ERV, TB, and IRV. Okay, this you can add these all volumes, then you get the vital capacity. It is 4000 ml to 4600 ml, or you can say 4 liters to 4.6 liters. The last one is total lung capacity. Total volume of air accommodated in the lungs at the end of the forced inspiration. It includes RV, ERV, TB, IRV, or vital capacity. You can also write this one as vital capacity plus residual volume. Vital capacity plus residual volume. Okay, then you get the, okay, you don't get the residual volume in IC. In IC, you don't get the residual volume in EC, expiratory reserve volume. Sorry, expiratory capacity. You don't get it in FRC. Sorry, you get it in FRC also. Functional residual capacity. Okay, its value is 5100 to 5800 ml. This is called our TLC, total lung capacity. Okay, that's all about the lung capacities and volume. Okay, I will make one video on objectives regarding to. There are so many bits we can make from these lung capacities and volumes. Okay, that's the video. Okay, like this video, share it and subscribe. Okay, and keep